Andy, a quick word then about the Euros. England beset with problems in the build-up, but Roy Hodgson's come up with 2 1-0 wins. Should England be encouraged or concerned?
It's a difficult one. There's no doubt this is not the best England squad that's gone abroad for a major tournament, Richard, individually. But I think that collectively they may find something. They may find a togetherness. They certainly seem to have found a collective right now that makes them a very difficult side to beat. And as we know from the last World Cup in particular, you don't have to score too many goals to win a major tournament these days. Spain proved that the last World Cup. I think they won it scoring 8 goals in total. So England know they don't have to score too many goals, but what they have to be is really well organised, well disciplined, and play the football that way, certainly until Wayne Rooney comes back into the fold. So it's an important first 2 games for them, and that they're not out of the tournament, and that by the time the Ukraine game comes along as the last game, that they can still get through to the knockout stages. People won't like them being the way they are. That might not be great to watch if you're an England fan. It might be dull. You'll see the other teams with far more possession, I think, than England will have. But as Roy has shown in the first 2 games as coach, no one's broken them down yet. No one scored a goal against them. And the rest of the teams in this competition will know that. That won't have gone unnoticed, trust me, in world football, certainly in European football terms.
So England then go without the weight of expectation. Will that be enjoyable?
I think so. I think this is a free one as far as Roy's concerned. It gives him an opportunity to have a look at a lot of players who don't have major tournament experience in the way that he probably wouldn't have had all the older players still been around and not been out through injury and various other problems that they've had. So I think Roy's getting a free one here, and England are getting a free one. And the press so far have been okay with them. And I think that their view from certainly what I've read is that they don't expect too much. So anything I think that this team can do, that's get out the group. Because the problems are, if they do get out the group, even as runners-up, there's a likelihood the team waiting on them in the first knockout stage is Spain. So that's a tremendously difficult game. And it doesn't get any easier should they even beat Spain. I think the Germans or the Dutch would probably be waiting on in the semi-finals. So it's a really difficult group they've got themselves in. But they've got a free one. They can go and they can enjoy it as much as you can without the burden of expectancy that's always been around an England squad every time it travels for a major tournament.
What's a good tournament for the Republic of Ireland?
I think if they got out the section, they would consider it a really good tournament. They will play very much like England, the Republic of Ireland. Their strength has lain in the collectiveness, the togetherness of their team, being difficult to beat. They don't score many goals, but that's what he inherited, Trapattoni, a team that weren't big on goals, get the odd goal now and again, so be difficult to beat. And they do that. They have a back 4 that's very solid, it plays together time and time again. They have 2 sitting in front of them, and then they have 4 others around the other parts of the pitch that try and nick them a goal. So they've got these 6 players plus Shea Given that make them really difficult to beat. And I think that, again, I think the fixtures have fallen their way. I think Croatia first up is their European Championship Cup final. Because I think if they win that one, I think there's a great chance they can get through to the latter stages. Spain will be difficult, but the last, I think, 5 times they've played the Italians haven't beaten them. So they will go into that last game against the Italians, and the Italians will have played Spain, they will have played Croatia, and Ireland will know exactly what they have to do against Italy. And I think they've got a great chance.
You called a Manchester City title win last season before a ball moved.
I got lucky.
Have you got a projection for us and a tip this time?
What? In the championships, European championships, everyone's betting Germany, everyone's betting Spain. I just have a sneaky there'll be a surprise this year. I don't know why. I just think the groups, Germany could easily fail in their group. No, that sounds daft. But they've got the Dutch and Portuguese in there, as well as the Danes, who are incredibly difficult and tough to play against. So that's not an easy group to get out of. And, if it happened that the Germans failed to get through, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. I think if the French don't beat themselves, and you know what I'm saying about that, if they don't beat themselves the way they did in the World Cup 2 years ago, I think with the confidence they go into this tournament, and it's a real opportunity for them to emulate what they did in 98 and 2000, and that's win a major international tournament. But if I was really putting money on somebody to win the tournament right now, I think I'd be edging towards the Dutch. I think there's a big tournament win in them, and I think the disappointment of the World Cup final still rankles with the vast majority of this squad, and I think they've probably got better since then.
Whatever else, enjoy it every game, every goal, every day on talkSPORT.